Hello my sparkly crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am part of the Tassel a Day collab hosted by Creating with Jovi. There's 30 days this month, and each day there will be a new artist that will share their fabulous creations, and hopefully this will bring you some inspiration for tassel making. So let me go ahead and get started if you want to do like a screenshot of this. And if you would like to join in and do a tassel, you can use this hashtag here, the Tassel a Day. All right, guys, so here I am on the 20th. So you have several ladies left in the lineup, and you can check out each one of these artists whenever you're ready. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you what I made for the collaboration. So I started off very simple, and I made some super shabby tassels. Mine still need to be trimmed, but I wanted to show you kind of like the basic tassel here and what I added, and you know, some different things you can use. I made mine super lacy because I have a lot of lace, so I wanted to use some of that up, and I used a lot of different laces here. And then here I used one of the really large jump rings and one of these hooks on here, and I was just barely able to get everything through that one. So it's probably about a ½ inch wide, and so it's not as big, but I did manage to make a pretty decent sized tassel with this. And then this one, I used one of the keychains. It's like a gold keychain and has this pretty lobster clasp, like a really giant lobster clasp. So it's ready for you to put on a journal or a bag or whatever you want to decorate. And I used lace and some seam binding here, some ribbon, different types and colors of yarns. And I love to cut mine off at the end at an angle, so I still have to do all that, kind of like this ribbon. And then I like to use the yarn to add my beads to. So I just cut like a piece of very fine wire, and then I fold it in half, and you got to make sure that that fold is very narrow, and then you can use it to string your beads on. So that's what I used, and let me show you. I did a pink one, so if you don't have, like for example, the keychains, you can use one of the smaller book binding rings, and this one is easy to open and then put right onto your journal. If you don't like that look, you can always cover the binding ring with some lace or some yarn. And here I use lots of different laces, so a few pink ones, and this one has some pink ribbon in it, and then some pink yarn. So yeah, I just use lots of shabby goodness in these, and I still have to trim these because I still want to add my beads to those. So I'll show you the ones that I made with the beads. So I'll put these right here and show you how I dressed it up. So just all I did on this one, it's very similar to this, and I just added a pretty chain here. This is like a vintagey looking chain, and then I used the same color charms to add a little bit of special goodness. And then I did string some beads onto the yarn like this and like that. So it makes it really fun. When you hang on the journal, you can see all kinds of yummy goodness. So that's how I decorated that one. And then for the mint one, this is just very similar to this mint one. And I dressed it up. I dressed it up with the little chain here, and with some charms and some beads. And then inside here are little treasures you can find with some bead dangles here. I love the bead dangles. And you can add some really fun charms and stuff too throughout. Like you can attach it to a piece of lace, a little jump ring, and then string it right through like a piece of lace like this and have little charms throughout. So that one looks super cute. I love the crinkled seam binding. I actually feel like I wanted to add more of that next time. And then here's the pink one, and I'll show you how I just added a little bow right on the front there to kind of hide the string, just so it didn't look so plain. And then I also added more of these beads. So much fun with the beads. I really enjoyed that. You can add lots of beads to these if you want. You can actually string it all the way up if you wanted to. So that's a little quick way to add a little bit of prettiness to the front of your tassel. You can add like a cabochon or a vintage brooch. Now that is what I really love to do when I'm not doing shabby. If I'm doing a vintage one, some vintage rhinestone jewelry would be just gorgeous. So those are those 6 tassels, and I have a little extra I want to share. So I had so much fun creating tassels that I ended up making a tassel jumbo paper clip. Isn't that so cute? And I did this with mostly ribbons. I have so many ribbons, you guys, that I've been collecting over the years. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use it for this because it's so much fun. I also put some of the seam binding in here and some rickrack, little pieces of lace, and some sparkly trims. So that one was so fun. Now, it is a little tricky. It is tricky to get this in here. So I think if I were to actually use this on a book, I would probably end up gluing the back because otherwise, you know, it can come loose. And then, so that one is so super fun. And I made a pink one. And the pink one, I added a little charm dangle. So there you go. You can add a little bit of extra yumminess. And you can add like a flower here or a pretty cabochon or something like that. That would be so much fun there. And then on this one, oh my gosh, I just love the rickrack because it just adds so much. And then this pretty sparkly, and then I added some pretty pearl trim. So how fun is that? And then some chiffon trim. So I had a lot of fun creating this, and it just slips right through. You pretty much wrap it around and you stick one side through and then the other, and then you have to finagle it a little bit and play around and get it the way you want. But how fun is that going to look coming out of a journal or a notebook of some sort? That would be so fun. And then I just added a couple of little dangles. So there you go, guys. Easy ways to dress up your journals with these fun tassels. And thank you so much, Jovi, for inviting me to your collaboration. I had so much fun making these. As you can see, I didn't just stop. I kept going, and honestly, I could have made some more of these fun jumbo paperclip tassels. So, all right, guys, so stay tuned for the next person in the lineup for tomorrow, and thanks so much for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.